Hello. Hello. Hello.
Ma'am, you're audible. You're audible.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I think
Yes. So
Maitreyi
my
is not there.
yeah.
I will check with a second. Manjiri. Manjiri is there.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yeah, Manjiri, please.
Yeah.
Um,
Manjiri, I'll make you co-host.
yes, ma'am, sure. Ma'am, for our presentation, I will be sharing the screen and
Okay.
our participants too will be speaking. Like a few slides will be.
Who all are there? I have made you the co-host.
Yes, ma'am. Only if they can unmute, I'm going to share the screen.
Yeah. They'll be able
Yes.
to unmute. No problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Go ahead. I have made you the
Yeah,
co-host.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you all see the screen?
No, it's not visible still.
Yes.
Yes. Now it is.
Yes. I will start with the presentation here. So, good afternoon, everyone. This is Manjiri Gite, group leader of our group. The name of our group is Promoting Gender Equality, and we go with the slogan, it's time to break the gender norms. So, these are our group members, and we are so sorry that some of us could not present their PPTs right now, because if all of them are given the chance to speak, then it would definitely cross the 15-minute timing. So some of us will be explaining our own PPTs and the rest will be done by me. These are our members. So first, I will go with the topic, gender fluid fashion and normalizing men showing emotions. As we'll be talking about the gender equality, it is important to know the trends these days about gender equality. And one of the most important trends about the gender equality these days is gender fluid fashion. As we all can see on the screen, the meaning of gender fluid fashion, it is not for just for those who identify the clothes as male or female. It is for everyone in general who has liking towards fashion or who wants to kind of experiment like what they want to wear, and it's up to them. They do not believe in stereotypes drawn by the society. And basically it is not just men wearing suits and women wearing skirts. No, it is the time to break this gender stereotypes by wearing the clothes whatever we like. Like we can see on the screen, who says suits are only for men? Clothes and fashion don't have gender until we label them. To the left hand side, we can see a girl who is wearing a suit, and on the right hand side, a boy is wearing a kind of mixture, like trendy clothes of today's generation, I would say. He's also wearing a skirt, and there is nothing wrong with it. Like we see when the girl is wearing the suit, then people would come and say like, you are such a tomboy. But when a boy will try wearing a skirt, he's referred to as girly, and which is really wrong. The next topic I would like to uh, explain is normalizing men showing emotions, which is also an important part of gender equality. Like we all know, crying is something which is associated with the female gender. I mean, when we are born into this world, no matter who that person is, a boy, a girl, or any other gender, we do the first thing is crying. I mean, no one is exception to that, crying after being born in this world. Then when the same boy grows up, then why he is easily told the things like, क्यों रो रहा है तू? लड़की है क्या? Which is really wrong. I mean, it is just an emotion. Crying in public is not a feminine trait. It is normal reaction to one who is sad or is angry. Telling men to keep their emotions private and behind the closed doors is invalidating their feelings. And the toxic masculinity should not have a place in the society anymore. And yet here we are doomed with society filled with people who think that real men don't cry. It's time to normalize men showing their emotions. They are just as strong as those men who prefer not to show their expressions or emotions, and probably even stronger since they are bold enough to actually let it show. Proceeding further, here we have Arya Tansare, our group member, to talk about objectification of women and men in media. Please, Arya.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my topic in this PPT is objectification of men and women in media. So most of us are familiar with how women are objectified in media. The meaning of the word objectification means treating a person merely as a thing to look at, rather than giving credit to their mind or heart. This often happens in movies that are mostly catered for the male gaze. We all have been familiar with this topic for a long time. But now, hello?
Yeah, Manjari. Hey, hello. Continue.
But now, the tide has shifted to the other side too. Men are also being constantly objectified in media. For example, we all have watched Marvel movies, right? We all know the costumes the superheroes are supposed to wear. Chris Evans said in an interview that his shirts were so tight that they hurt him. Hugh Jackman, for example, in Wolverine, to appear
Hello, can everyone hear Arya speaking?
No, no.
I guess she's having some net issues,
Mhm.
so I will continue the
Manjari.
point she was saying. Yeah, she was talking about how men and women are expected to portray themselves on screen to look in a particular way so that people and other audience, especially men in case of women, get attracted towards them looking at them. And she was also telling that how the actors and actresses suffer because of these unusual beauty standards. Looking at the picture on the screen, we can see how unrealistic physical body Hugh Jackman has, which is not good from health point of view. We should all normalize them as the normal human beings and not have unrealistic expectations from their looks. So I'm continuing further as Arya has some net issues. We are talking about body positivity. Women are expected to look thin and boys are expected to have those muscular bodies, and girls are expected to have smooth skin and stuff like that, which is really wrong from the gender equality perspective, because they are all humans at the end and not everyone can be perfect in every aspect. So it is very wrong to treat someone unattractive, to call someone unattractive just because they don't fit in the beauty standards by the society. We should all normalize humans looking as human beings and not expecting them to look something unusual just so as to please our eyes. And here, continuing further, Arya wants to express that we need to treat people with kindness and not overburdening them with the expectations of the society, and basically treating every gender, be it a boy, a girl, a male, female, or any other gender, equally. This is a beautiful drawing by Himani Joshi, which shows a cage hereby and a woman who is flying out of the cage beautifully, gracefully, because she wants to break the gender norms. She no longer believes that only the boys can drive. She believes that the girls can also be the good drivers. And at the same time, it is not the case that only women can cook, boys can cook as well. Here, going ahead, we have gender equality, other topics by Tanvi Patwardhan, Nidhi Kulkarni, and Aditi Vaidya. We have Tanvi Patwardhan to give the explanation about the same. Please, Tanvi.
Yes, thank you, Manjiri. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm here to present this slide on gender equality, which starts at home. So, like the slide states, there's this amazing movie called Key and Ka, has seen that. So that movie highlights the gender equality at home. Listening the word house husband, we should not resist stating or questioning why women are allowed to work. Time has changed, and we should change our perspective also. There are top women entrepreneurs today. There are top women entrepreneurs who, if had not stood up that day, then we would not be able to enjoy their huge, humongous brands which they have established today. To name a few, there are Nykaa and Sugar Beauty products. Thank you. Manjiri, can you put the next slide?
Sure. If you can see the screen moving, can you? Yeah.
Yes. So equal participation at higher levels. Most of us today see in companies the very higher post like CEO, CFO, or manager. There is this viewpoint that a male should lead such teams. But why? Post is occupied by a male worker, then hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Overall, it is seen that if a woman leads her team, it becomes awkward for her teammates to follow her order. Well, how awful. Yes. So this trend should be changed. The question arises, why to discriminate in education skills? We should surely think about it. Thank you. Now I would ask Aditi to explain her slide.
Thank you, Tanvi. Good afternoon. Well, I found many times in our society that if a woman is supporting her partner in his career, it is seen as a common thing, as her duty. But if a man is supporting his partner in her career, he is labeled as, "Arey, ye to जोरू का गुलाम है. अरे हा बायकोचा ताटाखालचा मांजर है." Well, if we are talking about gender equality, then why this mentality? Well, there are many couples who don't believe in this. Recently, we saw that Kamala Harris became the first woman vice president of the US, and her husband became the first second gentleman. He left his job as a lawyer to support his wife full time in her campaigning, and he is helping her fulfill her duties as a vice president. Then there are Mr. Baiju Ravindran and Mrs. Divya Gokunath, who found Baiju's together, which is today the leading edtech startup of India. Then many people don't know that today Infosys, which is a big software company, was started by Mr. Narayan Murthy by 10,000 borrowed from his wife. So these are couples who don't believe in such gender norms and are actively supporting each other. Thank you.
Yes, very good.
Going further, we have just a minute. The slide is not moving.
Okay.
Yeah, we are going to talk about gender pay gaps. This slide is made by Rucha Karandikar, but I would be giving the explanation about the same. So talking about the gender pay gap, we see in the corporate culture or in general in offices, in any industry, be it movies or cricket or anything, the men are paid more than women, which is unfair. For example, it is an interview. Then there are two candidates sitting in front of the panel. One is a woman, another is a man. And both have the equal qualifications. Both are capable enough of handling that certain post. But generally, no matter how qualified the woman is, the man is given the preference in giving the job because of because the companies feel like after a few years, this woman will get married. She will have to take care of her family, and probably she will not be able to give the proper focus on her work. And even if she is taken for that post, she is paid much lesser than the man, even if they are on the same post, which has to stop, because this is really discouraging for the hardworking women who are working day and night to earn for their family. So this discrimination based on the gender pay gaps need to stop. Similar topic is covered by Zui Popti, equal male-female representation at workplace, which covers the same topic. The importance of gender equality in workplaces is because it improves the national productivity and economic growth. It increases organizational performance, enhances ability of companies to attract talent and retain employees, and enhanced organizational reputation. So it has to be remembered by every hiring agency that you can't hire a person based on his gender. And I will also like to include this point that the people who are considered as the third gender are not given the jobs because of their gender, which is equally unfair. Like, how can you just keep on giving the jobs to the men because they are considered as the stronger sex? It is unfair in case of the women and other third genders who are declined of the job in spite of being equally qualified just because of their gender. Going ahead, we have gender equality versus gender equity slide, and this will be explained by our group mate, Shruti Kulkarni. Please, Shruti.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Can somebody please confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. So we have seen many people mention about the female privilege. So is there really such a thing? And how does it affect both men and women? Let's find out. For this, we'll first understand what is equity and how it differs from equality. Now, equality means that each individual is given the same resources and opportunities, whereas equity recognizes that every person has different circumstances and allocate the exact resources for equal outcome. As we can see in the picture, equality means giving like a equal starting point, whereas equity means giving an equal outcome. Hence, equity is being fair considering the historical and social status, versus equality is just an absence of discrimination. Now, considering this, let's see why we have more laws in favor of women. Example, reservation for women candidates in universities, 30% reservation in Indian Parliament, right to alimony, paid maternity leave, and the general sympathy for women. This is sometimes regarded as female privilege. However, I don't think it is. It is just equity. It is being fair. Yes. And why do we need to be fair? Because again, of the social and historical status of women, they have been victim of violence, and violence against women will be covered in the next slide by my friend Sonali.
Yes, just a minute. The slide is not changing due to some Zoom issue, I guess. Gender, now we have coming up next, ending gender-based violence. The slide is made by Vedangi Limaye, Sonali Agavne, and Shruti Kulkarni. And here we have Vedangi slide, which is telling us basically about the gender-based violence, which is also referred to as sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV, is any harmful act of sexual, physical, psychological, mental, and emotional abuse that is perpetrated against a person's will, and that is based on gender differences between males and females. So it is the time today that we should understand that the violence does not only take place against women. The males are also equally suffering from the kind of cruel people we are having these days in the society, and it is time to take such things seriously. Similarly, the slide about violence against women is made by Sonali Agavne, and she will give us the explanation about it. Sonali.
Hello, be fast because we are allotting only 15 minutes to you.
Yes, ma'am. Last
we have
slides.
A lot of presentations.
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Sonali.
Hello, everyone. I am Sonali. It can be said that violence against women is a product of learned attitudes and norms. The causes of family violence are complex and include gender inequality and community attitude towards women. There is no doubt that it is deeply rooted in power imbalances that are reinforced by gender norms and stereotypes. In many countries, girls have limited or no access to education. They are not allowed to participate in taking important decisions. It is joint responsibility to give them education opportunities and such atmosphere. Domestic violence can be ended by eliminating gender stereotypes and promoting culture of respect and equality in family and society. Nowadays, men around the world step up and demand ending violence against women. They participate in public events, look out for their friends, and raise their sons to treat women as equals. Men have a crucial role in ending violence against women. I am sure that with reasonable efforts, we can make a better future for all. I request Shruti to continue further.
Yes. So now we just saw what is violence against women and this equity, right? Equity versus equality, which is sometimes referred to as the female privilege. As I said, I don't think it is a privilege, but that doesn't mean that it can't be misused. Some women misuse their rights against men and play the said victim card, as socially we tend to sympathize women over men. But are the extra rights of women to blame here, or is it something else? I think the answer lies in male victimization. So, men who survive assault, may it be verbal or sexual, feel shameful, believing that they weren't strong enough, especially when the abuser is the opposite sex. Assault by women on men also happens, but it goes unreported most of the time. And the reason for that isn't the extra privileges that women have against men, but the toxic masculinity that thrives in the society. The notion that big boys don't cry is the reason.
So now, by coming at the last point of our slide, we will discuss about the issues discussed further, which are appearing in the news these days. This is prepared by Himangi Majire, but the explanation will be given by me. Basically, she says in these slides and talks about the issues of cricketers being paid more than the male cricketers being paid more than the female cricketers. And Smriti Mandhana once said that it is like, it is not wrong that the male's gender is paid more, because seeing the popularity of male gender in our male cricket in our country, she says that most of the revenue for cricket comes from the male cricket. So it is okay at this point that women cricket is being funded by them, and that's why women cricketers are paid less. So it is not always like the case that the men are purposely paid more than the women. We need to understand this point as well. So summarizing everything, I would like to conclude by saying that it is time to realize that it is not that one sex is powerful than the other. We should be considering the powers of both of the genders and give them equal rights, and also not ignore the people in the third gender in our society. Thank you.
Manjari, nice. Next one is Sarvari. Please remember that you have allotted only 15 minutes. Cover your topics within 15 minutes. Okay?
Ma'am, actually, me and my friend have a class, so can we present first?
Yes, sure. Your good name?
Ma'am, Kharanshu Shah.
Just a minute, Geeta. Am I audible?
Yeah.
जे प्रेझेंटेशन झालं तर ते खूप चांगलं झालं होतं. मंजिरी गीते यांनी खरोखर चांगलं प्रेझेंटेशन केलं. तिथलं हेमानेचं ड्रॉइंग पण खूप छान होतं. सगळ्यांनी चांगलं कव्हर केलं. फक्त आपण त्यांना सांगूया की एक सगळ्या स्लाइड्स तुम्हाला प्रेझेंट करायची गरज नाहीये. हायलाइट्स तुम्ही जरी दाखवले हेडिंग स्लाइड्सचे तरी चालणार आहे, कारण आपल्याकडे जर प्रत्येक स्लाइड विषयी सगळे बोलत राहिले तर वेळ खूप कमी पडेल. माझ्याकडे एक दोन जी हे आली आहेत प्रेझेंटेशन, त्याच्यात एका याच्यात 30 का 40 स्लाइड्स आहेत. एवढ्या आपण नाही बघू शकत, त्यामुळे आपण जस्ट फास्ट हे करूया. चालेल ना?
Those points we have covered in a lecture. We will avoid to discuss on it. काही नवीन जे असेल त्यातलं, काही नवीन इंट्रोड्यूस केलेलं, नवीन पोएम असेल, ड्रॉइंग्स असतील, आणि एखादा नवा टॉपिक्स असेल तर ते जास्त प्रॉमिनंटली आपण प्रेझेंट करूया. ते पोहोचेल. ओके.
पण ओव्हरऑल आता मंजिरी आणि ग्रुपचं प्रेझेंटेशन खूप छान होतं. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Sorry for that delay, because we were like 13 members and all of them like gave me the slides to.
Yes. No, you are truly a group leader. Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, good job. Okay, we'll move ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Can I go next?
Yes, sure.
Ma'am, it was our chance, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Hello,
Yes,
ma'am. Am I
Hello.
audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was our chance, right?
Who is this?
Sharvari,
This is
Sharvari is
Charvari.
there?
Yeah, this is Charvari.
Yes, sure. Start. Please start.
Ma'am, we have a class. Can we
Ah.
just present? It's just 5-10 minutes.
Oh, no. If Sharvari is present, she sent me a email. So please, Sharvari.
Can we go after them? Can we go after them?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
May I, ma'am?
Yes, Sharvari, go ahead first.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Atharavi Hire, and I am the group leader of the Gender Awareness Sensitivity Group. Today, we are going to present our opinions on the topic gender sensitization. For the purpose, we have selected some articles, poems. So let's start. Gender sensitization. We have selected this group topic to create awareness among the students, professors, and working professionals about the importance of gender sensitivity in an organization and society. Without being sensitive to the needs of a particular gender, an individual may refrain from understanding the opposite gender. Basically, we are trying to explain why gender sensitization is an important aspect which needs to be cleared in human society. In short, we have tried to change the mindset of the people for gender discrimination, gender inequality, etc. Here we go with our presentation. Now I further request Jay to go ahead with the presentation, ma'am.
Have you shared the presentation?
Yes, I'm sharing the screen with.
Yeah, because I'm not visible.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, but okay.
Just a second,
Yes.
ma'am.
अथर्व हिराय त्याचं
Yes.
प्रेझेंटेशन आहे ना? हा,
हो,
मला
हो.
मिळालंय. ओके.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Ma'am, myself Jay Patel, and I'm also the member of this group. We have basically prepared an essay and a short poem on gender sensitization. So, firstly, I have included one quotation which is given by Jimmy Carter. She was the former president of United States of America in 1977 to 81, and she also got a Nobel Peace Prize laureate on the importance of engaging gender sensitization. So, with the quotation, she says that gender equality is the goal that will help abolish poverty, that will create more visual economics, fairer societies, and happier men, women, and children.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Sharvari, can you please change the slide? Yeah. So in the next slide, basically, I have tried to explain in very short that what is gender sensitization. So we have already studied this in the lecture, but still I have given some points. So gender sensitization basically means it acquaints men and women with each other's existence and to gain fruitful results in an organization as well as home. Gender sensitization also refers to modification of behavior by raising the awareness of gender equality concerns. It may be seen as the awareness to behave in manner that is sensitive to gender justice and equality concerns. So in short, I have tried to explain what is gender sensitization.
Okay.
So in next slide, I have tried to explain the need for gender sensitization. Not only people living in societies should be aware of this. Government has also made some articles. They have also made some directive principles for this in the constitution. So gender sensitization aims to make students, parents, and teachers, also the society members, aware of the field, that it helps people in examining their attitudes, their beliefs, and questioning and the reality is what they think, what they thought they know. To achieve this equity, it is stressed that there should be gender sensitization of people. Here in Constitution of India, it provides for equality of status and opportunities for all the citizens in country. So some following provisions I have explained. Article 14, which is given for equality before the law and equal protection of laws. Article 15 explains prohibition of discrimination on grounds of race, sex, etc. Article 16, equality of opportunities in matters of public employment. There are also some directive principles like Article 39A, which means that the citizens, men and women, equally have the right to adequate means of livelihood. And Article 39D explains that there is an equal pay for equal work for both men and women. So gender equality is not only necessary because of constitutional provisions, but it also unleashes the energy and capabilities of both the genders, not only one gender, but both the genders. It also realizes the development of women in necessary for overall development of nation.
Okay.
So I have included one picture over here where it says your rights are also our rights. Both the genders are saying that female is saying to male that your rights is also our rights, and male is saying vice versa. So in short, I have tried to explain that nothing is different. We all are equal.
Right.
There are some factors I have included in attaining gender equality. Increasing awareness among people, particularly in advanced countries, that gender roles are social constructs and that both the genders are capable of doing any type of job. Not only men, but women are also capable to do the job. Both the genders are capable to do any type of job. Increasing awareness of rights and exploitation of both the genders. Improvement in educational level of women, which made aware of their relative status wise men.
Okay. Next.
Sharvari, please change. So lastly, I have concluded with a quotation. If someone believes that they are limited by their gender, if someone believes that they are limited by genders, race or background, they will become more limited.
Correct.
Gender discrimination must be checked at every stage so that no person should be denied to get a chance to learn and to grow. Thus, everyone, no matter it may be female, it may be male, must get a start in their terms of education and also other opportunities. We must come together as a society to stop this and make us free of gender inequality, gender injustice, and gender discrimination. At last, I have given one picture. Equal work deserves equal pay. The time is now.
Right.
Good.
Okay, good. Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, in the next slide, I have tried to explain one poem, Who Does Gender Matter?
Okay.
In this poem, the author who has written this poem is trying to tell that gender doesn't matter at all. Gender is not a question anywhere. It doesn't matter. To love of spirit and mind of pretty labels set by creator or of female or male yet, to become infatuated is a sign, not a sign of mind or soul, but a sign of human nature that is now perverted by our teacher. My love, as I believe, not be labeled as those have made up, but a love of human and beauty in any form as love should be. So here we can see that love is not compared to any gender. Gender is nothing, no point in between the love. Love is a pure form. It can be happen with anyone, not the society or not anyone can put any discrimination in love that gender discriminates this, gender does that. Gender doesn't does nothing. Love is the pure form. It can happen with anyone. It may be your college partner. It may be your family itself. It may be your colleague.
Okay.
So gender or any type of discrimination doesn't take place here. If society change their mind, everything can be changed. This gender discrimination, it can be totally removed.
Good. Atharva, how many members were there in your group? Okay. Atharva.
Ma'am, lastly, I would request Atharva to please conclude the presentation ahead. Atharva, over to you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, these are some pictures you can see.
These are some pictures that we have found for the following presentation. Here are some link and reference and sources that we have taken from for our presentation, and here are the contribute here.
Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kai बोलू?
Okay, good presentation. Atharva, Hira and group.
Nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have not given a name to your group or your कुठल्याच ग्रुपने आपल्या ग्रुपचं नावही ठरवलं नाहीये, स्लोगनही टाकली नाहीये.
Ma'am, we have given the name for our group. It's
Okay.
Can you just open the first page of slide?
Yes. Please mention before starting the presentation. Mention the name of your group and slogan of your group. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. This is our group name, Gender Awareness and Sensitivity.
Okay.
Actually, we don't have any slogan. So I'm extremely sorry for that.
Okay. No.
Okay, good. दोन groups झाले आतापर्यंत. Next.
Who said that who want to go to class?
This side, Kharanshu.
Yeah.
Please.
Kharanshu, are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then go ahead.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, who is it?
Ma'am, this is Jay. Ma'am, we just now presented our presentation. Ma'am, I just wanted to ask that can I leave because I have a tally class?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you make me the presenter?
Yeah, you are co-host now. Please start.
Ma'am, is the screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes. And am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Kharanshu this side and Bhakti Shetty this side. Today our topic is about a part of gender sensitivity, which is on abuse. The presentation is divided in 4 parts. Number 1, introduction. Second, effects of abuse. Third, how is abuse defined as? And last but not the least, steps to stop abuse.
Okay.
What is abuse?
Just a minute, Kharanshu.
Bhakti, over to you.
Just a minute. What is the name of your group? Or is there any name, slogan for your group?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Start.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. This is Bhakti. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, Bhakti.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Bhakti. So I would like to tell you something about what is meant by abuse. So abuse takes in many forms. It can be a physical, sexual, emotional, verbal, and also neglect. Permitting a harmful contact to the victim's body or verbally accusing the victim that will humiliate or bring shame to the victim. All abuse could result to a serious consequence that will lead to a mental illness or even death. Now let us see what are the effects of abuse. Over to you, Kharanshu.
Ma'am, the slide is not moving.
See, you all,
Yes,
you are
effects
not.
of abuse. So basically,
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, there are six effects of abuse. Number 1 being physical injuries, which is by hitting someone or harming someone physically. Second one is death. Death in what case? That we never know how abuse can affect a person. This person can tend to have suicidal impulses, or even he can start harming himself because of the frustration. Third one is emotional scars, then depression, anxiety, and worthlessness, which are the the last three are the main effects that how a person can be affected mentally. Next one is, how is abuse defined as?
Abuse is defined as it is not a lack of control. It is not a mental health problem. It is not a person with anger problem. So what is abuse? Abuse is a thinking problem. It is an integrity problem and it is an empathy problem. Now let us see that how abuse affects a men and women. In case of men, men can be victims too. Men also suffers from a domestic abuse, especially verbal and emotional, and maybe even more ashamed to seek help due to social pressure of the society.
In women, in the majority cases, domestic as well as emotional abuse is experienced by the women. And the main problem is that they don't even have an option to share it with anyone, because the society will only judge her without even knowing the fact. Thus, I would say it is the responsibility of men and women that they should unite and speak their mind out. They can find public interest litigations, they can file police complaints against the evil ones, and make sure that the evil ones should be punished completely.
Okay.
Yes. Steps to stop
Uh,
abuse.
so what are the steps that we can take to stop abuse? First, we should always educate ourselves. Second, we should form boundaries. Third, we should reach out to our friends and family. Fourth, accept that you cannot force your partner. Fifth, develop a plan that will lead to a healthy relationship. And sixth, you should also take help of the counselors. Now, I would like to conclude my presentation with a beautiful quote that I believe in equality. I believe that religious duties consist in doing justice, loving mercy, and endeavoring to make our fellow creatures happy. Thank you.
Very nice, Bhakti. Good.
Okay,
Good.
Kharanshu and Bhakti, only two participants are there in your group.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, such a tiny group, small group.
Yes,
ओके दॅट्स गुड. एक सांगा मला, मेन अब्यूजचं तुम्ही एक्झाम्पल वगैरे देऊ शकला असतात का एखादं, किंवा तुम्हाला आठवत आहे का काही? कारण आपण तसा एक होमवर्क पण दिला होता. आणि
ma'am, about the ma'am, I don't know if this is an example exactly, but ma'am, have you seen the movie Tare Zameen Par?
Okay.
In the movie Tare Zameen Par, there is this kid Ishan Awasthi who has dyslexia. So his father, he does not understand the problem, and he just keeps pressuring the child to excel in studies. But his aim is to paint and different other talents, which his father is not able to recognize.
Yes.
Okay.
So that can be an example.
It's emotional abuse.
It's emotional abuse.
That's emotional abuse, but it is a form of abuse, right?
Yes, right.
Yes.
May I suggest you a movie name? So,
ma'am, what ma'am?
Have you seen the movie Aitraz? Akshay Kumar and Priyanka
Yes, ma'am.
Chopra?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So it is the classic example of men abuse, right?
False accusations on men.
Yes. Okay. Good presentation. पण दोघेच का? ठीक आहे.
Ma'am, actually, other groups are already formed, so we thought let's just go with it.
Okay. That's great. Okay, fine.
Dhriti Shah, next one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Dhriti Shah is there.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
If Preeti right now could be present.
Okay. Then there is a Anuja Kittur. Anuja Kittur is there. Anuja Kittur.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Are you?
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready.
Yeah, please.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, the screen is not getting shared. Can you enable it?
Hello, Pooja ma'am.
चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये बघ गीता एक आहे मेसेज कोणाला तरी आहे
जायचंय
क्लास.
ना?
श्रावणी पाटील.
ठीक आहे, याच्यानंतर देऊ ऍक्सेस त्यांना देऊ करायला. अनुजा, डू यू गेट शेअर? येस, अनुजा.
Ma'am, actually, I am doing a CA and there is a lecture of law. So,
Yes.
Can I perform tomorrow or after this lecture? After this
Yes,
PPT?
you can perform after Anuja Kittur. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Anuja, please start. Hello. May I audible? Hello.
Yes, गीता आवाज येतोय.
Yes, आणि मग अनुजा नाहीये का?
Ma'am, the earlier voice is of mine. I told you that I am in lecture of law. I am doing a CA. So can we perform later?
Okay, no problem. So next one, who is there? I
Shravani
think
Patil.
Shravani Patil. Yes.
Ma'am, can you make Aditya Deshpande the host? He has the presentation.
Aditya Deshpande la host.
Aditya, you are now host.
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
Yes, ma'am. Is my presentation visible? Hello.
Yes.
May I start?
Yes, Aditya, go ahead.
My name is
Your voice is breaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
हॅलो मेधा
हो बोल.
सांगूया का दुसरं कोणाला, कारण आदित्यला ओके
हॅलो
नेक्स्ट कोणाला तरी रेडी राहायला सांगूया, म्हणजे हे अवॉइड करता येईल थोडं.
ती मृण्मयी मला वाटतं ती म्हणतीये परत परत.
हॅलो मॅम.
हा येस प्लीज.
हा मी चालू करू.
हो
हो कर कर.
So we are going to present about gender sensitivity. So let me start with the topic sensitivity. Sensitivity is a feeling of empathy towards someone, and it is a very important aspect, emotional aspect to have as a human. And gender sensitivity is a very important topic which we are going to talk about today. Gender sensitivity refers to it attempts to encounter and accept people without presumptions. It helps to generate respect for an individual regardless of their gender. It is
1
an
minute
act of being
please,
sensitive to
please
the
everyone please mute your mics, getting disturbance. Yes, please continue.
yes. So it is an act of being sensitive to the people, and it is to think openly about gender and not have any very presumptions about anyone, not have any
आवाज येत नाही आदित्य.
between gender sensitivity is, ma'am, is it audible now?
Yes.
Sorry ma'am. Gender sensitivity is important because it helps us to reduce the barriers between communication of people having opposite gender, and it helps to have a flow of conversations, and it does not cause people to have any presumptions, any um, uh, okay. It intends to change attitudes, behaviors, and beliefs that reinforce inequalities between women and men. I hand over to Shravani.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes. Go ahead, Shravani.
Yes. So the topic we have chosen, it has a very wide scope. We did not want to focus on any one specific theme. So instead of choosing one particular topic, we have kept the topic open. Now, as Aditya has introduced us to the basics of gender sensitivity, I would like to take the discussion further by. Ma'am, is the screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So I would like to take the topic further by talking about self-reflection. What is self-reflection? How activity. Now, gender is a very important part, a very important aspect of one's life. Basically, we can say that gender is one's own choice, and it tells how one can express themselves. So when we talk about self-reflection, I think gender is definitely one of the aspects which define us as a human being. So self-reflection, I would say it means
प्लीज फास्ट करा प्रेझेंटेशन्स. एकेका स्लाइडवर खूप वेळ अडकू नका.
hello, am I audible?
Yes, Shravani. Please make it fast.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. I think yes, ma'am. There's a lot of disturbance in the class.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So yeah, I was talking about self-reflection and how being gender sensitive helps us being empathetic towards others, and the reason why we included this slide is how to create awareness basically, and how we can help people reflect themselves in a better way. And moving ahead, we all know how important it is to understand how people express themselves, because as long as we do not understand and we do not respect the choices of people, I don't think so that we will live in a world where everyone can be happy and live. We live in a world where everyone has a choice to live their lives their way. So by creating awareness about gender sensitivity, the one thing that we make sure about is we respect people's choices. And as in this journey, as we understand what gender sensitivity means, we not only just focus on one aspect of how one gender is better than the other or nothing like that, but it's all about inclusivity and how each gender has their own unique aspects, and they can bring so much into this world and make this world a better place to live.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay. How many group members are there?
Ma'am, we're actually 5 people. So some of them helped us with the slides, some of them helped with the presentation, and others we presented it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good presentation. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Move ahead. Who is next? Who is ready with their presentation?
Ma'am, can we be the next to present?
Is it Maitreyi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. मैत्रेयीला करू दे गीता.
हो करू दे
कर तिला होस्ट.
माहित नाही, मला वाटतं कॉलेज मधनच करतील.
ओके. नेक्स्ट कोण करणार आहे त्यांनी पण प्लीज रेडी राहा मैत्रेयीच्या नंतर.
चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये टाकून ठेवा.
Ma'am, can you make me the host?
Hello, Pooja ma'am is there? Maitreyi, please drop message on chat box.
तिला को-होस्ट कर म्हणते ती.
हो, पण मला नाही येत ना हे. मला राईट्स नाही. झाले. या Maitreyi, you are co-host now. मेधा? येतोय ना आवाज? ओके.
एक रिक्वेस्ट आहे, स्लाइड्स मधलं कंटेंट सगळा वाचून दाखवू नका, जस्ट जिस्ट सांगा स्लाइडचं. ओके.
Ma'am, Sakshi will be the one to introduce our group.
Maitreyi, please mention name of group and group members. How many group members are there?
Yeah, sure. Can everyone see the PPT?
Yes.
Okay, so there are total 7 members in our group, and like Sakshi was supposed to introduce us, but I guess she's having some issues with the connection. So hello, I'm Maitreyi from Division A, and our group will be presenting on the topic of gender sensitivity and stereotyping. But before we begin, I'd like to bring all your attention to a beautiful quote said by Emma Watson, where she says, "It is time we see gender as a spectrum instead of 2 sets of opposite ideals." And I personally liked and resonated with this quote a lot, And one of our members, Sakshi, will talk more about gender sensitization. Sakshi, are you ready?
Who is Emma Watson? May I ask?
Emma Watson is an actress who played Hermione in Harry Potter. Like,
Right.
she's famous for.
I'm just checking whether you know or you just mentioned the quote.
No. Ma'am, Sakshi isn't able to unmute herself. So I guess she's having some issues with Zoom.
Okay, so someone from your group, please continue.
Okay, so what is gender sensitization? Gender sensitization is a teaching of gender sensitivity and encouragement of behavior changes through raising awareness of gender equality concerns. It is a basic requirement to understand sensitive needs of particular gender. It also means knowing about the issues and problems each gender faces, and it also includes teaching of topics at an early age. So like. Yeah, the next section is gender stereotyping, and Sanika will be the one presenting this topic.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Basically, gender stereotyping means fixed or particular idea about a specific person. Gender stereotypes also says about the specific attributes which are to be followed, or a role of men and women in the social environment. Example, like if a woman is raped after her marriage, it is not considered as a crime. Or women are told that they should behave in certain manner, or men do not have the barriers like women have. They can behave as they wish. And boys are also told that boys should not wear clothes typically which are associated with girls' clothes. So this is further will be explained by Sujal Bhandari.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So, effects of stereotyping. The assumption about boys and girls can result in students being given different opportunities in a school environment. It can affect a student's academic performance, favorite sport, and well-being. Also, it results in unequal pay for women who are working at the same position as their male colleagues. Worldwide, women only make 77 cents for every dollar earned by a man. As a result, there's a lifetime of income inequality between men and women are retiring into poverty. This stubborn inequality in the average wages between men and women persists in all countries and across the all sector, because women's work is undervalued and women tend to be concentrated in different jobs than men. Even though the work itself may require equal or more effort and skills, it's valued and remunerated less. For women of color, immigrant women, and mothers, the gap widens. The so-called motherhood penalty pushes women into formal economy, casual and part-time work, and tends to be larger in developing countries than in developed countries. It can also lead to lack of empathy towards the opposite gender because of constant discrimination and separation. Over to you, Maitreyi.
Hello, I'll be talking more about gender, how we can prevent gender stereotyping. Ways to prevent stereotyping: have an open discussion at home about the way chores are divided up. Use inclusive language and provide children of all genders with books and movies that feature non-traditional gender roles and LGBTQ representation. Let boys know at a young age about the issues women face with their bodies when going through puberty. I'm not saying that men don't face any issues, but most of the time, women's problems are not taken seriously or dehumanized. Sentences like, "Are you on your periods?" when women don't agree with their opinions or get angry can be very insensitive. Things like, "Why are you overreacting?" when girls are hurting because of menstruation just shows how negligent education towards this topic is. If we teach about these things to everyone without referring to them as the talk behind the closed doors, people will be more considerate and compassionate towards the opposite gender. Teachers can avoid separating kids in groups based on genders, creating an inclusive environment where everyone can participate in activities regardless of their gender can help kids strive more and success more. Acknowledging both women and men can be the victims of domestic abuse. Society always has taught men to be strong and not express their feelings, that sometimes when they are the victim of such cases, they fail to receive any help because of the stereotype that men are stronger. Men deserve the same help in getting out of an abusive relationship as a woman. An example I'd like to present related to this topic is of Johnny Depp, who was previously accused by his ex-wife, but was framed because of her fake testimony. But people were quick to come to a conclusion that he was the abuser when she didn't even present any proofs to back up her statement. Johnny Depp lost his reputation, movies, brand deals, and the most important thing he lost was his mental peace, family, and friends. This whole incident should be a learning call that everyone can be the victim of sexual assault, rape, domestic abuse, and trauma, regardless of their age, gender, and their background. Write fiction that promotes gender equality. Well-written prose can have a powerful impact on culture. If you write fiction, such as stories, screenplays, or novels, you can work to change female stereotypes with each word you write. Buying things for your children that are gender neutral. Most of the times, different colors are being associated with a particular gender, and these things can result in kids being Hello, am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. And the last point I'd like to present is, don't put yourself or others down because of the gender. Whatever you do, never put yourself down for being the gender that you are, whether you're a man or a woman. Perfect stereotypes don't exist. We should think of ourselves as people that we are. Reducing yourself to stereotypical image may encourage you to judge yourself in negative ways. Find a way to be happy and proud of who you are, regardless of what people think you should be due to your gender.
Okay.
These are all the members who contributed in making this whole thing happen. Thanks to them all.
Yeah. Okay. गुड प्रेझेंटेशन. पण यापैकी किती जण बोलले? फक्त दोघीच तुम्ही बोललात ना?
नो,
मैत्रेयी बोलली आणि कोण बोलली? साक्षी सुजल बोलली मला वाटतं.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके गुड. म्हणजे तुम्ही स्टिरियोटायपिंग वर फोकस केला होता.
Yes.
त्याच्याशी रिलेटेड नाव नाही सुचलं का एखादं ग्रुपचं?
No, ma'am. Sorry for that.
ओके ठीक आहे. ओके ओव्हरऑल गुड प्रेझेंटेशन.
तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी खूपच हेल्प केली आहेत का प्रेझेंटेशन? तुम्हाला वेळ हवा होता का? आणि थोडा फीडबॅक पण सगळेजण द्या, बिकॉज युअर पार्टिसिपेशन इज व्हेरी लेस. म्हणजे वेळ मॅच होत नव्हती, कंटेंट तुम्हाला आवडला नाही आवडला काय आहे हे जरा सगळ्यांनी चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये टाका. सो इट विल बी बेटर फॉर नेक्स्ट टाइम. येस प्लीज नेक्स्ट.
Thank you, ma'am.
या
साक्षी ओके. सीमा यादवचा मेसेज आहे. कॅन यू प्रेझेंट आफ्टर मैत्रेयी?
येस शुअर.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you make host S. Meenakshi?
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I leave the meeting because I have no internet data left right now after screen sharing and all? It will get over soon.
Okay, no problem. No
Thank you.
Ma'am, can you make me the co-host, please?
Yeah, Pooja ma'am is there. Can you put a message on chat to whom we can make a co-host?
भावेश पण रेडी आहे प्रेझेंटेशन. देवेश मीनाक्षी राव एस. मीनाक्षी.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah.
Ma'am, ma'am, host disabled participant असे येते.
Okay. Pooja ma'am, please give access. Now Meenakshi is co-host. Please.
Ma'am, I'm not able to share the screen.
Co-host. Now you are co-host. You can share the screen. Please try.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to share? Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Seema, and our group slogan is that equality has no gender. And gender equality is a very sensitive topic, but also an important topic where we should discuss and we should make a point that why gender equality is important. First of all, what do you mean by gender equality? What comes in our mind that gender equality means? Gender equality means giving importance to all gender equally, no discrimination between males and females, and providing equal opportunities to both of them. Ma'am, we have seen, I think we have almost seen everywhere that we can see discrimination where we think that no, we also should get some rights. No, and at some point that men also think that no, we also should get some rights, or no, women are more prioritized. No, men's are more prioritized. So in this picture, very the slogan says that equality means equality of rights and freedom. And in India, where we see that equality has a different meaning only, that if you give some rights to women, that and we will say that, oh, we have given you freedom, we have given you equality. No, you have not given equality, you have just given us some freedom. We don't want to ask for freedom. Freedom is a right. It is not something that we should ask for something. It is something we are born to have. And gender, female have no rights to express their view. This is a stereotype where every family, where many of family believes that why to ask female, or why to ask them, they have no point, only just ignore them, males only will decide, what is the point. And so we should, and where the solution to gender equality is that education. जब हम लोग बचपन से ही बच्चों को सिखाएंगे कि जेंडर इक्वालिटी होती क्या है, कि फीमेल एंड मेल में फर्क, कहाँ पे फर्क हमें बताना चाहिए और कहाँ पे फर्क नहीं बताना चाहिए, ये हमें उन्हें बचपन से ही सिखाना पड़ेगा। और ये प्रॉपर काम हमें स्कूल में ही सिखाना शुरू करना चाहिए। जैसे कि इन्हें ये बोलना कि नहीं, लड़कियां सिर्फ किचन में दिखेंगी, नहीं, लड़के सिर्फ बाहर काम करेंगे, और या लड़कियां सिर्फ कपड़ा बर्तन करेंगी, नहीं, लड़के सिर्फ पैसा कमा के लेके आएंगे। ये बहुत ही गलत थिंकिंग है। लड़कियां भी घर चला सकती हैं और लड़कियां बाहर का काम भी संभाल सकती हैं। आई थिंक इन इंडिया देयर आर मेनी वुमेन्स दैट ऑलमोस्ट हैंडल वेरी वेरी वंडरफुली होम ऑल्सो एंड वर्क ऑल्सो। बट फिर अगर घर के काम में थोड़ी सी भी मिस्टेक हो जाती है तो सोसाइटी उन्हें ताना मारने लगती है कि नहीं, तुम्हारी बाहर के काम में तुम ज्यादा ध्यान दे रही हो, इसलिए तुम घर के काम में ध्यान नहीं दे सकती हो। मुझे बस ये सवाल है कि सोसाइटी होती कौन है कि वो फीमेल पे फिंगर उठाए कि नहीं, तुम्हें इस काम पे ज्यादा फोकस करना है या तुम्हें इस काम पे फोकस करना है। हमने कभी ये उंगली नहीं उठाई है मेल के ऊपर कि तू घर पे क्या ध्यान देता है, तूने कभी घर में ये मदद की है अपने वाइफ की? नहीं, हम सिर्फ इतना बोलते हैं कि तुम कितना कमाते हो, तुम कितना बाहर तुम्हारा कितना पहचान है। ये तो यहीं पे हमें स्टॉप होना है और यहीं पे हमें शुरू करना है कि हम हमेशा ऐसा करें कि नहीं, फीमेल है अगर वो बाहर काम कर रही है और अगर वो घर पे भी काम कर रही है तो ये नॉर्मलाइज करना है हमें। हाँ, मेल है अगर वो घर पे काम कर रहा है तो वो किसी का जोरू का गुलाम नहीं है, वो मम्मी का प्यारा बेटा नहीं है कि नहीं वो तो सिर्फ अपने मम्मी का ही सुनता है या फिर मम्मी ने उसे बिगाड़ दिया है। नहीं, अगर लड़का घर पे काम कर रहा है तो वो उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि वो अपने मम्मी को समझ रहा है या फिर वो अपने वाइफ को समझ रहा है, उसकी भी ड्यूटी है। अगर वो बाहर भी उसकी ड्यूटी है तो उसकी कुछ ड्यूटी घर पे भी है। एंड इसी को लेके मैं आपको एक वीडियो दिखाना चाहूंगी। मीनाक्षी, कैन यू प्ले द वीडियो?
Yes.
It is not audible. Video is not audible.
Now is it?
Sorry, it's not audible.
Meenakshi, 1 minute, stop. I will try to share. Ma'am, can you make me co-host?
Anika? Pooja ma'am आहेत का?
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. I will make her co-host. Sanika, can you please check now?
Ma'am, can you make me host Seema?
Okay, just a minute. Yes, Seema, now you are co-host. You can share a screen.
Ma'am, was my screen able to share?
No,
No.
just a minute, Sanika.
मैम आई थिंक देर इज अ टेक्निकल इशू. मैं एक्सप्लेन कर देती हूँ. वो एक्चुअली ये दिल धड़कने दो का एक सीन है जहाँ पे प्रियंका चोपड़ा का जो हस्बैंड रहता है वो बोलता है कि थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग और हम अलाउड कर रहे हैं हमारे घर के फीमेल्स को कि आप जॉब कर सकते हो बट आपको घर भी संभालना होगा. एंड आई थिंक दिस इज नॉट राइट कि उन्हें हस्बैंड को या फिर मेल को किसी ने राइट नहीं दिया है कि आप फीमेल को बताओगे या फिर आप फीमेल को ये बोलोगे कि तुम जॉब कर सकती हो. फीमेल को ऐसा होना चाहिए कि फीमेल खुद से उनकी मर्जी होगी कि खुद से उन्हें घर संभालना है या खुद से उन्हें काम करना है. एंड मेल्स का भी बहुत ऐसे होता है कि मैं पर्सनली मेरा एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगी कि मैं यूपी से बिलोंग करती हूँ एंड मोस्टली मैंने वहाँ पे लड़कियों को पूछा है कि पढ़ाई करने के बाद मतलब 12th पास करने के बाद आपके क्या फ्यूचर प्लान्स है कि आपको क्या जॉब करनी है या क्या नहीं. तो उनके ओपिनियन यही रहता है कि नहीं हमारी तो शादी हो जाएगी फिर हमें तो घर संभालना है, पढ़ाई हमारे पापा अलाउड नहीं करेंगे, हमें हमारी फैमिली अलाउड नहीं करेगी. सो वहां पे बेसिकली यही स्टीरियोटाइप है कि नहीं लड़की को बस 12th तक पढ़ा दिया, उतनी पढ़ाई बस है कि वो अपने बच्चे को सिखा सके एंड वहीं तक बस हो गया. बस जॉब वो नहीं करेगी, जॉब सिर्फ हस्बैंड करेगा. सो ये स्टीरियोटाइप मुझे नहीं पसंद है एंड मैंने अपने फैमिली से ये शेयर की थी बात एंड मेरे पापा काफी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. तो उन्होंने एक्चुअली मुझे बोला कि बाकी लोगों का तो मुझे नहीं मालूम कि वो क्या सोचते बट हमारे फैमिली में ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा. तो मैं अपने प्रेजेंटेशन को इसी बात से कंक्लूड करना चाहूंगी कि जेंडर इक्वालिटी का मतलब यही है कि जहाँ पे आप मेल्स को जितना फ्रीडम दे रहे हो वहीं पे विमेन्स को भी उतना ही फ्रीडम मिलना चाहिए. एंड मेरा कंक्लूजन एक स्लोगन से होगा कि जेंडर इक्वालिटी इज अ ह्यूमन फाइट नॉट अ फीमेल फाइट. थैंक यू मैम.
Okay. Yes, it was really a good presentation. ये पहला ऐसा प्रेजेंटेशन था जिसमें अपार्ट फ्रॉम स्लाइड्स वी कैन सी द वीडियो बट टेक्निकली वो नहीं चला. दैट्स ओके लेकिन गुड ट्राई, वेरी गुड.
थैंक यू मैम.
ओके और अभी कितने मेंबर है? Yes, who's this? देवेश.
Yes ma'am, देवेश.
एक मिनट. Before that, Riya. Devesh is ready with his presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you just start, Devesh.
Yes, ma'am. Can you make me host?
Pooja ma'am will do
Yes,
that.
just a minute. Yes, Devesh, you are now co-host. You can start.
Ma'am,
Yes.
is my screen audible? Ma'am,
Yes,
screen?
it is visible. You can proceed.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, ma'am, good afternoon. I have to thanks for the presentation. You have given chance to understand and also to share the topic, gender equality and or gender sensitivity. As a group leader, myself Devesh and my all active participants start this presentation. So please can I continue, ma'am?
Yes, please continue, Devesh.
Yes, ma'am. What is gender sensitivity? Ma'am, gender sensitivity is the ability to recognize gender issues, especially women's different perception and interest arising from the unique social location and general roles. It calls for an understanding and considerations of the socio-cultural factors underlying discriminations based on sex. We have to treat every man and woman as human, neither is superior nor better nor more intelligent. There will be a peace and integrity in society only when we make the gender equality. And this is the picture that shows that we are all equal. Means there is no any difference in we are all born same. Ma'am, these are the top 10 countries that are growing day by day in the gender development. Ma'am, these are Israel, Libya, Lebanon, Tunisia, Jordan, Algeria, Egypt, of Syria, Morocco. We have also the graph of it. This is the graph, ma'am. Ma'am, ma'am, I have to tell that we have also present an video on the gender equality. So please, can we play after the explanation of slides?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, slide will be explained by Sakshi. Sakshi. Sakshi.
Devesh, you only continue. I think Sakshi is not there.
Hello,
Yeah. Okay, Sakshi.
am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, gender sensitive work among the youth. Gender sensitive youth work recognizes the significance of gender and gender-based expectations in the growing up and active citizenship. Among various alternatives, the youngster is encouraged to find the kind of identity and the way of being that suits him or her and the most. Recognizing gender diversity, the youngster is encouraged to question expectations related to gender. Gender sensitivity is manifested through values and practices. As an example, in open youth work, subjects of discussion come from the participants. However, youth leaders can present questions and gently direct the discussion with gender sensitive knowledge. Ma'am, here I want to say that when youngsters will come to know that what is gender sensitization and all these things, when they will be the citizens of our country, they will be more aware than what people are now. Next slide, please. Gender sensitive work approach requires being aware of one's own thoughts, expectations, and values related to gender. Professionals working with gender sensitive approach should constantly critically re-evaluate their own values and attitudes. Reflection has to do with both learning and unlearning. Gender-based expectations are connected with the era and change together with changes in the society. Sometimes it is necessary to let go of customary expectations and procedures. Please, Sahil, explain the next slide.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
A gender sensitive indicator measures gender related changes in society over time. Gender sensitive indicators disaggregated data and other qualitative information reflecting gender differences are available. Qualitative indicators indicate when data is available, they tend to be easier and define record and access. Next slide. Gender discrimination. Differential treatment of individual on the basis of their gender. In most of the societies, this involves systematic and structural discrimination against women in the distribution of income, access to resources, and participation in decision making. It is the prejudicial treatment of a person on the basis of the gender stereotype. Now I hand over to Achal. Achal?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Achal, you are audible.
Myself, Achal Yadav. Ma'am, I would like to read one poem that is based on gender sensitivity. That is, oh woman, don't think about gender. It is only for identification and not for discrimination. Man and woman both are equal, like the sea and the beach. So give the respect to each. Men and women are the same. Stop playing discrimination game. Ma'am, I want to say that we have to treat every woman and man as a woman, not by gender. Next. Ma'am, there is one poster that is based on equality between men and women. In poster, we try to say that the gender sensitivity is the behavior that is avoid discrimination by the understanding and accepting the multiple difference between men and women.
कोणी तयार केलंय पोस्टर?
Ma'am, there is one. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, there is one video we want to show that. Devesh, can you play?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes, please.
Ma'am, is this audible?
Yes.
आई, तू माझ्या बुटाचे लेस बांधशील? समा, समा, हो आई, मी तयार आहे. चल वेट, बस आली. आई घरच्या सगळ्या कामाच्या ओझ्याखाली दबलेली असते आणि ठाऊक नाही पप्पा तिला मदत का नाही करत. मला माहितीये की पप्पा ऑफिसला जातात, पण आई तर घराची स्वच्छता करते, सर्वांसाठी जेवण तयार करते आणि वर ऑफिसला पण जाते. मला याविषयी ईशा मॅमशी बोलायलाच पाहिजे.
धन्यवाद मुलांनो, आजचा वर्ग संपला आहे. बरं, जर तुमचे काही प्रश्न असतील तर माझ्या जवळ या.
मॅम, माझी आई मला आणि माझ्या भावाला शाळेसाठी तयार व्हायला मदत करते. ती आम्हा सगळ्यांसाठी जेवण बनवते आणि मग ऑफिसला जात असते. मला रोज संध्याकाळी आपल्या आईला थकलेली बघायला आवडत नाही. का ती सगळी कामं एकटीनेच करते? का माझे पप्पा तिला मदत नाही करत? काय फक्त बायकाच घरची कामं करतात?
समा, मला खूप आनंद झाला की तू ह्याचा विचार केलास आणि माझ्याशी चर्चा करत आहे. हे बरोबर नाही की केवळ बायकाच घरची कामं करू शकतात. एका व्यक्तीचे लिंग म्हणजे जेंडरची तिची भूमिका आणि जबाबदाऱ्या यांच्याशी काहीही संबंध नसतो. घर चालवायला प्रत्येकाने मदत करायला पाहिजे आणि घरचं काम एकत्र मिळून करायला पाहिजे.
ओके मॅम, पण लिंग म्हणजे जेंडरचा काय अर्थ आहे?
समा, लिंग एक जैविक ओळख आहे जी शरीराच्या अशा अवयवांवर आधारित असते ज्यांच्यासह आपण जन्मलेले असतो.
ओके मॅम, जेंडरचं काय महत्व असतं?
जेंडरनुसार समाज आपल्या जैविक लिंगाच्या आधारे आपल्याकडून अशी अपेक्षा करतो की आपण कसे वागले पाहिजे. उदाहरणार्थ, हे सामान्यपणे असं मानलं गेलंय की महिलांनी घरची सर्व कामं करायला पाहिजे.
मॅम, बिलकुल असंच माझ्या घरी होत आहे आणि मला वाटतं हे चूक आहे.
बरोबर म्हणतेस समा, हे मुळीचही योग्य नाही आणि हे महत्वपूर्ण आहे की यावर आपण प्रश्न करायला पाहिजे, ज्यांना स्टिरियोटाइप म्हणतात. कदाचित तुला हे माहिती असेल की जगात अधिकतर शेफ पुरुष आहे आणि त्यांनी स्टिरियोटाइप परंपरा तोडली की फक्त महिलाच जेवण बनवू शकतात. तसेच मेरी कॉम जी एक बॉक्सर आहे, तिने हे दाखवलं की महिलाही लढू शकते आणि त्या देखील तेवढ्याच शक्तिमान असतात. ही काही उदाहरणं आहेत जी तू लक्षात ठेवू शकतेस आणि आपल्या मैत्रिणी आणि परिवाराबरोबर शेअर करू शकतेस.
थँक्यू मॅम. मी आपल्या मम्मी पप्पांशी चर्चा करेन आणि जेव्हाही मी माझ्या आसपास असं काही पाहिन तर त्या गोष्टींवर प्रश्न करेन.
पद्मा, डिनर तयार आहे आणि मी विचार करत होतो की तू आम्हा सगळ्यांसाठी जेवण बनव, म्हणजे ट्रेन प्रवासात आम्ही उपाशी राहणार नाही.
ठीक आहे.
बरोबर म्हणतेस समा, हे मुळीचही योग्य नाही आणि हे महत्वपूर्ण आहे की आपण यावर प्रश्न करायला पाहिजेत, ज्यांना स्टिरियोटाइप म्हणतात.
वेट वेट. हो ताई, आलो. पप्पा, काय मी तुम्हाला काही विचारू शकते?
बिलकुल समा, बोल, काय म्हणतेस?
तुम्ही आईला घरच्या कामात मदत का नाही करत?
मी दिवसभर ऑफिसात काम करतो आणि जेव्हा घरी परत येतो तेव्हा थकलेला असतो, तेव्हा टीव्ही बघणं आणि आराम करायला मला आवडतं.
पण आई सुद्धा ऑफिसला जाते ना, तरीही ती घरी परत येऊन जेवण बनवते, घर स्वच्छ करते आणि इतर घरगुती कामं करते.
समा, तुला या सर्व गोष्टी कोणी सांगितल्या? प्रत्येक घरी आई जेवण बनवते आणि घरगुती काम करत असते. आपल्या समाजात हे सर्वमान्य आहे आणि यात काही चूक नाहीये.
नाही पप्पा, हे चूक आहे. माझ्या टीचरनेही अशाच परंपरांविषयी सांगितलं होतं, जे काही परिस्थितीत ठराविक लिंगाच्या व्यक्तींना दुसऱ्यांपेक्षा अधिक शक्तिशाली मानतात. आम्हा सगळ्यांसाठी जेवण तयार करणं आईचं कर्तव्य नाही. मॅम म्हणाल्या होत्या की आपण सगळ्यांनी एकत्र मिळून काम करायला पाहिजे आणि एकमेकांना मदत केली पाहिजे.
हो समा, मला समजलं की तुझ्या टीचरनं सांगितलं ते बरोबर आहे. आता मला माझी चूक समजली आहे. मी तुझ्या आईला जेवण बनवायला मदत करत जाईन आणि उद्या शिमल्याला जायला बॅगही पॅक करेन. धन्यवाद बेटा, तू मला हे सांगितलंस की माझं कुठं चुकत होतं ते.
हे फक्त एक उदाहरण होतं तिच्या घरचं, जिथे सर्व भिन्न लिंग असलेल्या सगळ्यांबरोबर एकसमान व्यवहार होत नाही. म्हणून रूढींबद्दल विचार करणे, त्यांचा मुद्दा उठवणे आणि त्याविषयी बोलणे आवश्यक आहे. जसं मी आपल्या घरी समस्येवर चर्चा केली, तसंच तुम्ही प्रत्येकाने करायला पाहिजे. वेद, काय झालं? तू एवढा घाबरलेला काय आहेस? ताई, मी या लोकांना खूप घाबरतो. हे लोक कोण आहेत? वेद, यात घाबरण्यासारखं काही नाही. ट्रान्सजेंडर आपल्यासारखीच माणसं असतात, जे आपल्या जैविक लिंगाच्या आधारे सोपवलेल्या जेंडरच्या भूमिकेने ओळखले जात नाहीत. माझ्या क्लास टीचर मॅमने सांगितलं होतं की हे प्रत्येक व्यक्तीवर अवलंबून असतं की तिने कोणता जेंडर निवडावा आणि आपण त्यांच्या जेंडरच्या निवडीवर लक्ष ठेवू नये. म्हणून घाबरायचं कारण नाही. पण ताई, ते सर्वांकडे का जात आहे? समाज ट्रान्सजेंडरला समान संधी देत नाही, ज्यामुळे त्यांना आपल्या दैनंदिन गरजा भागवण्यासाठी आव्हाने येत असतात. म्हणून ते लोकांकडून पैसे मागतात. आई, बाबा, काय आपण त्यांची मदत करू शकतो?
आता लगेच हे सर्व बंद करा. प्रत्येक व्यक्तीला जसं बराचं वाटतं तसं बनवून जीवन जगण्यास तो स्वतंत्र आहे. तुम्ही सर्व लोकांनी यांची क्षमा मागितली पाहिजे आणि पुन्हा असं बिलकुल करू नये. आमची चूक आम्हाला जाणवते, आम्ही दिलगीर आहोत. धन्यवाद सर. आता लोकांनी हे समजून घ्यावं की आमची जेंडर किंवा जीवन जगण्याची आमची निवड आम्हाला कमजोर नाही बनवत आणि या आधारावर आमच्या बरोबर भेदभाव नाही करू शकत.
ते बरोबर बोलत आहेत. आपण सर्व लोकांचा मान ठेवायला शिकलं पाहिजे आणि लोक कसेही असो त्यांचा स्वीकार करायला पाहिजे.
प्रत्येक कुटुंबामध्ये आणि समाजामध्ये लिंग समानता अति आवश्यक आहे. मुलांचे पालक त्यांचे पहिले आदर्श रोल मॉडेल असतात. हे महत्वपूर्ण आहे की आई वडिलांनी घरची कामं सोबत मिळून करावीत आणि आपल्या मुलांना देखील त्यांच्या बरोबर त्याच्या वयानुसार लिंग आधारित मुद्द्यांवर बोलावं, जेणेकरून त्यांना माहिती मिळेल. लिंग जबाबदारी आणि सन्मानजनक होतील. लिंग, जेंडर, जाती, धर्म, सामाजिक, आर्थिक किंवा शैक्षणिक दर्जा या पलीकडे सर्वांच्या मनामध्ये आदर असला पाहिजे. याने महत्वपूर्ण अशा मूल्य लैंगिक समान आधारित समाजाची मूलभूत पायाभरणी होईल.
हॅलो मॅम.
छान छान झालं. गुड.
येस मॅम.
येस. आपण आज आता थांबूया. झालं का तुझे प्रेझेंटेशन?
येस मॅम, झालं.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, can we please give our presentation?
Tomorrow, now it is 4:50. So, yeah, can you finish within 10 minutes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Okay, go ahead. आधीचं प्रेझेंटेशन खूप चांगलं झालं. फक्त तो व्हिडिओ खूप मोठा होता, पण ठीक आहे. व्हिडिओ मोठा असल्यावर थोड्या स्लाइड्स कमी केल्या असत्या तरी चाललं असतं. आणि मी परत सगळ्यांना प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट करते, स्लाइड मधला सगळा कंटेंट वाचत बसू नका. जस्ट जिस्ट सांगा आणि आपण ऑलरेडी डिस्कस केलेले टॉपिक आहेत, फक्त गो थ्रू करा.
एक्सक्यूज मी मॅम.
येस
मॅम, आम्ही पण एक 10 मिनिटात संपू का आमचं प्रेझेंटेशन?
ते 5च्या पुढे होईल, पण मग आता
हे लास्ट
आमचं पण 5 मिनिटं लागेल मॅम संपवायला प्रेझेंटेशन.
नाही, पण ते काही संपवायचं नाहीये ना. यू शुड हॅव टू प्रेझेंट.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Ma'am, Pranjal will give the introduction.
Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Pranjal Khaya. So I would like to give the introduction of our presentation, which is gender equality. Our group name is Womankind, and it's not Womankind, it's Woman and Mankind. So which it represents woman, man, and it shows equality between all the genders. And the group tagline is never above you and never below you, always beside you. We have tried our best to show what are the ways in which there would be gender equality. And our presentation also will also explain what are the gaps that are breached during gender equality. And Ria will continue the presentation. So Ria, you can continue.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So I would like to give the introduction to gender equality. So gender inequality is the social phenomenon in which women and men are not treated equally. And to bridge that gap, gender equality is when people of all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. Everyone is affected by gender inequality over the years, the world has gotten closer to achieve the gender equality. The next slide is what drives the gap between genders. Here are 10 causes of gender inequality. Uneven access to education. Around the world, women still have less access to education than men. 1/4 of young women between 15 to 24 will not finish primary school. The second point is lack of employment equality. Only 6 countries in the world give women the same legal work rights as men. The third is job segregation. One of the causes for gender inequality within employment is that division of jobs. In most societies, there are inherent beliefs that men are simply better equipped to handle certain types of jobs. The fourth one is lack of legal protection. According to research from the World Bank, over 1 billion women don't have legal protection against domestic sexual violence or domestic economic violence. The fifth is lack of bodily autonomy. Many women around the world do not have authority over their bodies or when they become parents. The sixth is poor medical care. In addition to limited access to contraception, women overall receive lower quality medical care than men. The seventh is lack of religious freedom. When religious freedom is attacked, women suffer the most. According to the World Economic Forum, where extremist ideologies come into a community and restrict religious freedom, gender inequality gets worse. Eighth is lack of political representation. Of all national parliaments at the beginning of 2019, only 24.3% of seats were filled by women. Ninth is racism. It would be impossible to talk about gender equality without talking about racism. The 10th and the last point is societal mindsets. It's less tangible than some of the other causes on the list, but the overall mindset of a society has a significant impact on gender inequality. Here are a few quotes and few pictures. And to bridge the gap, I have given everyday equality poster which says how to promote gender justice in daily life. So sharing the household chores, notice signs of violence, and to we should not ignore public harassment or assault in public, and we should vote for the women, especially those who are from the unrepresented communities. And the last is gender justice at work. How to promote equality for women in business. We have to be fair. We have to provide or fight for equal wages. We have to support women and provide them with comprehensive training. Thank you.
ग्रेट.
गुड.
चांगलं फास्ट हे केलं. मला वाटलं सगळ्या स्लाइड वाचतेस का काय, पण गुड.
थँक यू मॅम.
Thank you.
स्वीट मस्त होतं. ओके.
Thank you ma'am once again.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we please represent?
No, today we will stop. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. we can start again. How many students are?
उद्या जमणार नाहीये का?
Yes, ma'am.
काय प्रॉब्लेम आहे?
मॅम टेस्ट आहे, सीसीएची टेस्ट आहे, सॉरी सीएची टेस्ट आहे.
तुम्ही मेल करून ठेवा. हॅलो
मॅडम, केलेलं आहे.
ठीक आहे, पण मग आज नको करायला. आपण बघू, आम्ही मेल पाहू तुमची. आपण आज थांबूया मेधा.
हो चालेल. थांबूया. 5 वाजत आले ऑलमोस्ट.
5 वाजले ऑलमोस्ट. 4 मिनिटात शिल्लक आहे, ते होणार नाही नीट. सो टुमॉरो वी विल मीट ॲट 3 p.m. ओके.
Okay,
how many presentations are there? Hello, Priya. Hello.
बोल.
उद्या 3ला करूया ना?
हो.
कुणाकुणाची राहिली आहेत अजून आणि तयार आहेत असे कोण कोण आहेत, आणि कुणाला टेस्ट आहेत उद्या, म्हणजे मग त्याप्रमाणे उद्याच ठरवता येईल.
त्यांच्या मॅडम बरोबर मला वाटतं ते कोऑर्डिनेट करतील. मग ज्यांना शक्य आहे त्यांनी करू देत, नाहीच तर मग काय आता मेल टाकून ठेवू देत त्यांना.
हो हो
नाही का?
चालेल. आज थांबूया. थँक्यू
हो,
पूजा
हो.
मॅम.
हो.
Okay, ma'am. We will meet tomorrow.
ओके.
येस येस येस. थँक्स.
Thank you.